Alright guys, well my throat is absolutely killing me today. I don't know what is going on with my throat. It hurts. But the show must go on, and so today we have PCE inflation data. Get some music playing here too. What's up, Johnny J? Game, Jamal. See if my coffee can help my sore throat. It's weird. I feel fine aside from my throat hurting. Gold? Where's gold going? Slightly down in my portfolio today. Nike. Looks like me taking a piece off of it yesterday was the right move. Yeah, remember I took some off of Nike yesterday. Looks like it was the right move. Gold. Yeah, gold all the way up to 2070s. Tesla looking good, pretty good too. Nike dragging down my portfolio a little bit, but I'm only down $27. Again, I scaled out of Nike yesterday prior to earnings because I didn't trust it. If you guys remember, somebody asked me about this yesterday, and I told them the same thing, which is that I just didn't trust Nike, that I'm probably going to scale out of it, and I did take a little bit off. I've got a very small piece left. I'm only down $27 on Nike, so, I'm still down a little bit on my portfolio, but not that much. SPY's slightly green today, over 272s still. Yo, slap that like button if you haven't already. We're going to do a poll today. We do have PCE data. We're going to get a timer up. All right, so this core PCE data coming higher or lower than the expected 0.1%. So some are showing 0.1%, others are showing 0.2%. We're going to call it 0.2. Vote on the poll. There's that poll live right there. We're going to do a Twitter poll also early this morning. Let's get a timer up. I trusted Nike 3 times this year. Always disappointed when it comes to long. Yeah, I mean, again, I scaled out of it prior to this earnings report. It looks like it was the right move. It's just, it's up so much since October that, like, I just figured it was probably time to scale, and that's what I did, and that was the right move, it seems. Hey, what's up, Beach? Good morning. Now, what would bring market down? Higher, lower? Higher. Higher is higher inflation. This is PCE inflation data. It's the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. All right, team. Yeah, so the Q started to push up. The SPY actually technically green on the day. Tesla turning up the market a little bit, going pretty nicely green at 256s almost. Right around 256s. Pretty green over the last few days for Tesla. I'm still in it as well. We're basically flat in our equities portfolio. But yeah. I don't think I ended green. I think I was slightly red. Being honest. Yeah, right now it's 6 o'clock in the morning here in Texas. Hope everyone had a great week. Ford broke out. I'm going to pick for the next few months as BTI sold Ford and thinking about buying puts on it for the next few weeks. Yeah, good luck, dude. I'm in Ford. I'm up on Ford actually. I didn't even realize I was up. I'm not up very much. It's a pretty small trade, but I'm green nonetheless. I'll take it. Honestly, honesty is the best policy. Well, at least top 3 best. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, my equities portfolio is red. I'm pretty sure I ended red in futures too. Depends on which account we're looking at. Here's my funded account yesterday. It's still up. I haven't actually changed it. It looks like I ended slightly green on my funded account, depending on if commissions ate this profit or not. But all right, so let's get the timer up. I don't think I've done this yet. Where is my timer? Oh, there it is. We got an hour and sorry, I got this backwards. It would be an hour and there we go. Why is AMC trending in markets again? Where's AMC at? Is AMC up? AMC trading at all-time lows. Hit 590s yesterday. Yep. But moon, they say. Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with this guy, whoever this guy is. This guy said, quote, "You want to believe it's a conspiracy against retail, but it's not. Actually, majority of retail like myself made a killing off of AMC and GameStop and other memes during the 2021 squeezes. Unfortunately, a small segment of gullible, uneducated gamblers got duped into believing conspiracy fairy tales." And I'll follow up on that. That's absolutely true. Confirmation bias is what it is. It's pure confirmation bias. It's they want it to go up, so it must be a conspiracy against them, you know? Man. Hey, can I get your opinion on NIO? I'm in a long swing trade. NIO EV company had better days this year, dropped 50% from its highs this year. Long term, it's in a really bad downward trend. Its highs back at 21 were almost $70 a share. It's currently at 8. It's been downtrending since 2021. It's overseas, and so I don't really touch it because the government there is a little bit too unstable. Not unstable. The government's not unstable. Their decision making is a little bit unstable, and so it's not the most secure stock to hold, in my opinion. I think they're mostly stealing from Tesla anyway. Like if you look at what the executives for NIO are doing. They're going to the Tesla shows, they're taking pictures of the Tesla cars, and then afterwards you're seeing them show up in NIO cars, you know? It's so like, I don't know. I don't like it. But I think it also has a big following, and it also produces vehicles relative to other EVs. That's a leg up. And so, you know, I'm not saying it's a terrible investment. I just don't trust it, is the easiest way to put it. Hey, John, do you think PCE is more important than any other indicator? No. I think it's very important. I think maybe to the Fed it is. But for us, I look at CPI because I think more retails watch it. I look at CPI as a more accurate gauge. Even though the Fed actually uses PCE. I look at a little bit of everything, to be honest. I wouldn't really call any of them more important than other ones. I would say like the FOMC decision and press conference is pretty important. PCE is very important. Earnings are very important. So, yeah. So 25% of America's regular rich, defined as those who make at least $175K a year, consider themselves either very poor or getting by, but things aren't tight. But things are tight, according to Bloomberg. I mean, this would be probably. I mean, never mind. I'm not going to be specific. People are going to get weird. They always do. This is around what I make, you know. I mean, things aren't tight. Really, like, I'm not gonna say things are tight. If things are tight and you're making this much money, you're spending too much. It depends on where you live. Again, it depends on where you live. If you're in Cali or New York, fine. Your things probably are tight if you're making less than 200K a year in Cali or New York. But if you're anywhere else in the US, you should be good with that. You know, if you're not good with that, you either got like way too many expenses. Live within your means. Like, listen, I would love a Ferrari, but I'm not about to get one, you know, because why? Because it's too expensive for me. I don't have that much money, bro. You know, if I have 300K liquid, I'm buying a house, like another house, a rental property or something. I'm not buying a Ferrari to look cool, you know. I don't care. Again, maybe if I was single and, like, you know, I'm sure you get girls with a Ferrari, right? Maybe if that was the case, sure. I'm not even going to argue that. I might not get a Ferrari. I'd probably get like a new Corvette because those look like a Ferrari, but they're only like 80K, 90K. You know what I mean? So, like, but the point still remains. I'm married. I got kids. I don't need to look cool, you know? And so I think a lot of people are just living above their means. Hey, my guy Clayton. Hey, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, man. Donating to my Ferrari fund, sir. Yeah, right. 175K in San Fran is not gonna get you what you want, dude. That's like in a Chrysler 300 because it looks like a Phantom. No, it's not, bro. A Corvette will beat a Ferrari, dude. That Corvette will beat a Ferrari. Tell me when. I mean, I guess you're right. A Chrysler 300 ain't beating a Phantom, you know. Bro, you know you like those new Corvettes. Honestly, that's the one car I've been thinking about getting. Like, look. Bro, y'all know y'all like these cars, okay? Like, y'all know. Y'all know these are pretty, man. Like, come on, let's be honest here for a second. These are cool cars. And look at the Spy ripping up Nike. Not a big heavy-weighted stock. Not really dragging the market down. We're at 195s. Again, it depends on where you live. You're in Cali, you know, 175K is not that much. It really isn't. You're in Texas like me. You know, 200K, you live like a king here. You really do. Yeah. Just under 20,000 a month. What are you buying? Like, what expenses do you have here that are gonna cost you anywhere close to $20,000 a month? You know what I mean? Nothing. Property taxes, maybe, right? Property taxes, you do get freaking, you know. Property taxes are my biggest pet peeve here in Texas. You know, every year in property taxes, you got to pay freaking. I have to pay 5 figures every year in property taxes here. So maybe, I mean, there's some arguments, but yeah, I mean, it compensates for itself because there's no state income tax. You know what I mean? So like, no state income tax makes it so that they get it back with property taxes. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, Clayton. Thanks, brother. Thanks, man. In Texas, only cars a truck. Yeah, I should get a Rivian, huh? I always like Porsches. Why is gold ripping? I'm not sure. I do see gold ripping, though. It might have to do with Bitcoin, but what are the banks doing today? Bro, I'm so frustrated with Amazon, dude. I'm so frustrated with Amazon. Amazon's like, hey, I'm like trying to buy an Apple Watch for my wife for Christmas, right? Trying to surprise her with like the new Series 9 Apple Watch, right? So I order one off of Amazon, and Amazon's like, yeah, it'll be there Thursday evening. I'm like, okay, great, like, great, you know. Thursday evening, I wait. Thursday evening rolls around, and and they don't tell me anything up until Thursday freaking evening. Thursday evening rolls around. And they even were like, here's the freaking craziest part. They're even like, hey, we shipped it. Like, your watch is shipped. It's going to be there Thursday night, basically. And I'm like, all right, great. Cool, Amazon. Thank you. Then all of a sudden, Thursday night rolls around and they update it and they say, oh, never mind. We're not going to have more Apple Watches until December 28th. And so I'm like, what? I thought you said you shipped this. This was supposed to be on the way. You know what I mean? And they said, oh, carrier problems. It's like, no, you didn't. Like, you put TBA Amazon, and it's like, they never even freaking shipped it. They pretended to ship it so I can't cancel the order since it's Christmas. And because they know if it's not going to get here for Christmas, I'm about to cancel the order. And so they pretended to ship it just so I couldn't cancel it. And then now I got to sit here and freaking get the watch, return it, because I already bought 2 other ones. Now I'm getting, point is, now I have 3 Apple Watches getting shipped to me at one point in time. You know what I mean? And I guess I'm just going to give them to my kids, you know? I'm going to say, Jack, you get an Apple Watch. Maddie, you get an Apple Watch. Carol, you get an Apple Watch. And like, you know, I don't even have an Apple phone, or I would take one personally and buy myself it for Christmas. But freaking Amazon, dude. And then and here's the other thing. I do the same thing with Best Buy. I'll order a Best Buy Apple Watch, you know, and I order it for store pickup same day. So I bring my kids to go play putt golf yesterday, and it's like, yeah, okay, your order should be ready in an hour for pickup at your local Best Buy. And so I'm like, cool, that's great. I take my kids out, and I'm just planning on going to Best Buy on the way home to pick up this Apple Watch for my wife, right? And we're sitting there playing golf, and afterwards I go check the app, and it says, oh, we don't have this product in store. And it's like, dude, they're just canceling it. I don't know if resellers are getting to them somehow, or like insiders in the companies are getting to them somehow, but they just canceled the order and like said, nope, never mind. I ended up having to order it from a different one and go pick it up from a different one. I ended up getting it, but like, freaking holidays suck, man. I feel like that movie Jingle All the Way, you know, with freaking Turbo Man. Right, yeah, I'm like Oprah with Apple Watches this year. You get an Apple Watch, you know, you get an Apple Watch. That's me this year, with Apple Watches, I guess. Did you hear the news about the new S&P 500 Pro Shares 0 day to expiry call option ETF called I SPY? I honestly think it's poison to retail traders. What does it do, though, Eli? Explain it to me, brother. Explain it to me. I have a Ferrari Spider and a Maybach. I'm not saying you're lying, bro. I'm not saying you're lying. But anyways, I'm loading Amazon calls for February. Hey, good luck, bro. EVs don't suck, man. EVs are useful. Everybody knows they're useful. Again, the argument for EVs is very simple. I've said it 1,000 times on this channel. They're faster. They're more fuel efficient. They're more mileage efficient, let's say. They mesh better with technology, you know. And the emissions are better, you know. And so those are pretty good arguments for EVs. I mean, over time, the reality of EVs is very obvious, I think, which is that they're simply more efficient than internal combustion motors. And over time, efficiency wins, most of the time at least. Efficiency wins. There's always going to be hiccups in terms of infrastructure when you first have a new technology like this. There's always hiccups. There's always speed bumps like charging or whatever the argument against it is. Over time, lithium is we're going to figure out ways to power them in a safer way relative to lithium mining and stuff. And over time, the efficiency is going to win. Like, that efficiency is going to win. It's a very obvious thing. We're always going to need lubricants, so we're always going to need oils to some extent. But I think it's very obvious that they're more efficient. They're just more efficient. I'm not talking. The only argument against them is mining lithium is bad. And I get it. It is. I'm not arguing against that. Mining lithium is terrible for the environment, of course. But, you know, so are internal combustion motors, you know, would be my other argument. And so I think that's kind of I think that's kind of flat. You know, they cancel each other out. You got to look at the other aspects of it, which they are just simply more efficient, I think. Oh, well, good luck, man. I hope if you're telling the truth, bro. I mean, tell your mom and dad to buy me a Ferrari, bro. I'll be their third son, you know. Or their second son, or whatever. Nike put his $8 in the money. Why did I only buy one? I don't know. I'm just glad I sold most of my Nike position yesterday. Here, where did Eli go? He said, did you hear about the news about the new S&P 500 Pro Shares 0 day to expiry call option ETF called iSpy-Z? I honestly think it's poison to retail traders. What do you mean by that? Like, explain the ETF movement. What does it do? How does it move? What is it following? Somebody else explain it to me as well. When is it dropping? So Pro Shares S&P high income ETF. They expect to launch an exchange traded fund Wednesday that uses the short dated options commonly referred to as 0 day to expiries. Okay, well, what does that mean though? What is it really tracking? Is what I'm talking about. Like, fund's goal is to offer investors both the additional income that traditional option contracts may sacrifice, as well as upside potential should the stock market extend its rally. Seeks to replicate writing daily call options against the underlying index, generating additional income while giving investors exposure to the index's upside. The new ETF will trade on the Cboe BZX exchange and have a fee of 0.55%. It's offering what we believe is a better balance between the opportunity for income and appreciation, as well as the first ETF to employ such a covered call strategy based on short-dated options, said Simeon Hyman. Okay, so again, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Let me read the rest of this article, and this is a Reuters article. Again, quote, such cover call strategies are not a new phenomenon. For decades, investors, financial advisors, and money managers have written options on securities they hold in order to earn a premium income. ETF issuers began building new products around covered call and other option strategies aimed at generating income more than a decade ago. In recent years, as interest rates rose and both stock and bond markets struggled, assets under management have ballooned. The JP Morgan Equity Premium ETF, for instance, now has more than $30 billion in assets. Again, still quoting here from Reuters article. The surge of interest in the ultra-short dated option contract, also known as 0DTE, is starting to shake up the ETF universe. Defiance ETFs LLC rolled out the first ETF to use daily put options, blah, blah, blah. In 3 months since the launch, however, the S&P 500 stock has soared more than 7%. Meanwhile, Defiance and JP Morgan's 0DTE ETFs have posted losses. ProShares hopes to diversify against that. Okay, so this is an ETF based around selling covered calls, 0 day till expiry options every day. So I don't know, man. This is really nuanced. I'm not a big options guy. I don't really like. I'm confused about how they're diversifying in this. Is what I'm confused about. But hey, it's all good. Ultra leveraged gambler ETF with tons of NAV deterioration from the theta being priced into the daily reconstitution, worse than SPXL. I'm not sure, but it probably goes up with more 0DT. Hey bro, can you explain it? All right, so today's data is called the PCE. Core PCE is the big one. It's the personal consumption expenditure index. Yeah, y'all vote on Twitter here. Here's my Twitter poll. Vote on this. Again, there's my Twitter poll. Hit the vote on it. It's the least you can do. Vote on that Twitter poll. 100% think we're going to come in lower than expected for PCE data. We'll see. I hope we come in favorably. Okay, we got some idiots on Twitter. I mean, I guess that's not a pretty shocking statement. I guess that's not an out there statement. I'm just gonna quote the end of this post this guy made. What if I could tell you, quoting again. Do not follow anything I'm about to say. Quote, what if I tell you I found a coin that could 30x in less than a month? I'll post it on my Telegram tomorrow. I hope you're ready. Making money with crypto is easy. Just avoid Bitcoin and ETH and buy low cap altcoins. Duh, guys. Like, listen. Like, bro, end quote. But, like, what the heck is this dude talking about? Sure, you might be able to isolate some altcoins that succeed, but if you're just... I call this the broad brush strategy, okay? I call this the broad brush strategy. Number one, if somebody's trying to send you to a Telegram and they're trying to sell you crypto picks, run far, far away from that person, all right? But again, I call this the broad brush strategy. You can mention 30 different altcoins. And then if 3 out of those 30, you know, if 10% of those run, ignore the other, 27 and just only focus on those 3 that you called and mentioned. You know, I mean, you were wrong about the other 27. But only focus on those 3 and make yourself seem like you're some market guru with crystal ball, and then sell those to followers. Use it for credibility building. This is, again, I call it the broad brush strategy. I see it a lot in all markets. I see people mention all these different picks. They mention 10 picks. 1 out of those 10 works. They bring up the 1, ignore the rest, and yeah. My wife walked into the room while you were saying that and said, who the F are you listening to? He's listening to the top 3 greatest trader of all time ever in the world right now, for sure. Definitely top 3, you know. I mean, you guys don't know. Listen, the way to get rich in the market is just buy altcoins, you know. Just it doesn't even matter, you know. Just take it, like throw in darts at a dartboard. Just buy, you know, again, I'm purely sarcastic. Do not copy me, okay? I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Do not copy me. I'm purely sarcastic most of the time. 10%, that's great. Hey. How are people justifying buying stocks close to all-time highs after missing a massive run-up? Because sometimes stocks break all-time highs, is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes stocks break. I think that's a little bit more arguable. I'm not saying it's the right decision. What I'm saying is that that's probably a little bit more arguable. You could argue that. Again, nobody knows. The natural state of the stock market, blue chips at least, in, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, the natural state of it is that over time it's going to go up. So it depends on your time frame. You could buy stuff here and probably make money long term, of course. Stocks are mostly going to go up long term, and so I'm not necessarily against that. Usually for me, I'm waiting for like a decent pullback to jump in, but I think that's more arguable than just kind of saying YOLO, bro, buy altcoins. I think it's more arguable. Mullen did a 1 for 100 reverse split. Yeah, for sure. Hey, good luck, Clayton. Yeah, we're down on our portfolio today, and that's all right. Again, we got PCE data dropping in about an hour. A little bit less than an hour. This is actually the Fed's preferred inflation metric. It's what the Fed uses to gauge inflation. Pretty decently important metric. A lot of traders are going to be paying attention to it. We're going to cover it live right here like we always do. And expectations for this report today. The core one is the big one. The regular PCE is not that important, to be honest. But the core one's the most important one. That one's expected at 3.4% on the year. And again, this is inflation data. With core PCE month to month expected at 0.2%. We also have durable goods coming out. They're expected at 0.2% as well. Yeah, and again, we'll see if this means anything good. All right, guys. So we got about 300 people here live. When PCE drops, we'll have over 1,000 people here. See, now these ads, bro, they know what I'm looking at, dude. I'm looking at Market Watch right now. These ads freaking know. They know. Oh, they're gone. Now they're okay. They still know. Now they're posting an Auto Trader ad. They had me showing like Rolexes. I was like, dude. Yeah, my wife was always like, hey, baby, one day I'm going to buy you a Rolex. And so I'm like, okay, great. Cool. You can buy me a Rolex. I'll take one if you buy me one. Right. But yesterday I had to kind of break it to her. I was like, look, baby, I don't think you know how much a Rolex costs nowadays. Like, you're probably thinking a Rolex, like, and you guys at home might think the same thing. You might think a Rolex costs like $3,000. Right. That's what I thought originally up until that last year. You might be like, yeah, Rolex costs $3,000. A decent Rolex does not cost $3,000. You can get like a parted one that's like a bunch of like Frankenstein parts put together for $3,000 maybe. But if you want like a even if it's like 10 years old, right? You want a Rolex that is an actual like good Rolex that's not just parted out in Frankenstein parts. You're going to need at least 10,000 right now, at least 10,000. You're probably going to need like 15, 20 to get a good one. And so I told Kara, I was like, look, do not buy me a Rolex right now. I can't justify that expense. It doesn't matter how much money I make. I can't justify that expense. Like, I certainly don't, times have changed. Apparently what happened is very similar to regular markets. Like, what happened in watches is very similar to regular markets, which is in 2021, when all the quantitative easing began, money printing, when all the money printing happened and we got stimulus checks from the government, apparently a lot of people use those stimulus checks to buy luxury things like you know, if you want to know the richest guy in the world, his name is Bernard Arnault, I think is how you pronounce it. He's the owner of Louis Vuitton and a bunch of other fashion brands, right? The reason he has passed up people like Elon Musk and Warren Buffett and all that stuff is because of 2021 and the quantitative easing that went on, the money printing, the stimulus checks that went on in 2021. A lot of people took those stimulus checks and bought luxury goods with it. They bought Rolexes, they bought Louis Vuitton purses and all this different stuff with it. And you know, anytime you get an abundance of spending in any market, what happens? Guys, this is important to understand the economics in general, right? Anytime you get an abundance of spending in any market, what happens? Those businesses raise prices because they can, because people are buying them, you know? And so when you look at Rolex markets, like luxury watches market, it's the same thing. They used to be like, you get a good one for like 5K, you know? Then 2021 happened, money printing happened, and the prices of those things went up. You know, they went up. They've been dropping for about a year now, but again, if you look at like watches, here's a yearly chart in watches. This is the last year. Look at a 3-year period. See, look, here's 2021. And March 7th, 2022, it peaked, which is probably the heat of like stimulus checks, you know, pandemic, all that stuff. 5-year chart. Doesn't even show a 5-year chart, but it's an interesting nuance. It really is. All right. Hey, what's up, V? $105 Nike puts for next week. Hey, good luck, dude. At least 15, yeah. Yeah, and I got a story. Like, I tried to buy a Rolex. Like, I make enough money to justify the expense, so don't, like, shame me. Because they tend to hold their value fairly well, right? They're volatile, but they tend to hold their value. So for some people, it's a store value. I went to the store the other day to buy one not too long ago. You know, and I go to buy one. And I'm thinking, like, I'm naive, I guess. I'm oblivious to, like, how they really do it. So I go to the store. And this was, like, I don't know how long ago. This was, like, a year ago. And so I go to the store, and I'm thinking I'm about to just buy it same day and walk out with it. You know, and so I go around, I look, I find one I like, I'm okay with the price. And so I'm like, okay, can I take this watch? Like, I'll take this one. And they're like, oh, no. That's not how we do it. I'm going to have to give you my card, and then I'm going to see if I can find one like this. It might not be exactly this one. And I'm sitting there like, bro, y'all got a bunch right here. They're like, so we'll call you when we have one for you. You know, here, take my card. And I'm just kind of like, why can't I buy it right now? Ugh. I just drank old coffee. Ugh. Gross, man. I gotta start picking these coffee mugs up out of my computer room, man. That was a mistake. Alright, we're back. Yeah, I like watches, right? But like, I don't like watches enough to buy a Rolex, really. Yeah, there was no way I was about to spend my stimulus money on I don't even know what I did with it. Like, I never struggled. Like, during the pandemic, I was live streaming, and honestly, we got more views then, and I did better. I mean, I'm doing better now than I did then, but like, we certainly weren't struggling in that period of time, like a lot of other people were, because again, jobs were scarce. All right, team A, we got 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Yeah, I have some Belovas. They're cool. I want a motorcycle. My wife was like, nah, you can't get one. My wife had like this person she knew that passed away from a motorcycle accident, and so I've wanted a motorcycle. When I was a teenager, I had like a 1978 GT80 vintage mini bike, and bro, I was like a little 12-year-old, 13-year-old riding that thing around my neighborhood. You know, I was the coolest kid in the neighborhood with this thing. And so I've wanted one since then. Like, I know how to ride bikes. Like, I've driven them before. But the problem is, if I want one, I want to get like a crotch rocket, you know, speed bike or whatever. And you know, it's a hard. My wife's like, I don't know, man. I'll get one day. I'll just show up with one, you know. All right, team. Sorry, I gotta do some DocuSign paperwork. SPY started dipped out. SPY is actually slightly red right now. So you can see that light blue line is the previous closing price. Q is dipping down too, but market's mostly flat. Tesla is green today. So Tesla is green. Let me download this thing. All right, guys. Text. There we go. All right, so SPY is completely flat right now, completely flat. I think the whole market's probably kind of just semi-waiting for just semi-waiting for PCE data to come out. All right, so again, Q's starting to push up a little bit. Watching Citigroup and other bank stocks to see how they're going to move with things as well. Market's out for breakfast. Yeah, I'm long in a bunch of different stuff. Not actual trading, though. I mean, some of it's trading. It depends on what you call trading. But yes, a little bit of it. Bitcoin regulated into the market with open arms by the Fed. How would that impact Forex? I'm not sure. Yeah, the market's going to be closed Monday, for sure. Yeah, you guys know me. I can't say rip. Nike earnings went terribly. Market dumpeth today. Potentially, we'll see. So here Monday to Friday 6 to 10. Yeah, roughly about. It varies though. It depends on what's going on. You know, it really depends on what's going on. Like we have different catalysts that move markets that we cover, like FOMC meetings, like earnings, like Apple earnings, Amazon earnings, Tesla earnings. We cover all the big boys. All right, team. Has anyone seen the movie Leave the World Behind? No, I've seen the commercials for it. It looks interesting. Always great insights given on the market. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, what we try to do, sorry, I'm out here typing something up. But yeah, what we always try to do, guys, is give you guys like a one-stop shop for I always try to give you a one-stop shop, so like y'all don't have to go anywhere to find the stuff. You know, we cover FOMC meetings, earnings calls. We day trade live, of course. Yeah, so it's Eastern Standard Time. My Friday morning bliss. Yeah, I forgot it's Friday, man. Definitely got to watch that movie twice to get it. 259 Tesla resistance. Yeah, you can see Tesla breaking highs. The SPY is completely flat, which again is not really a shock, I would say. Like here's the previous close right here, this light blue line. Here's the previous close on the NASDAQ. So we're pretty close to flat or break even in a lot of this stuff. All right, team. So again, we got Tesla moving up. We got the Q sitting at 40760s. We're still close to the lifetime highs here. We're still pretty close to it. This is good. This should be good. Yep. Yeah, y'all slap that like button, team. We appreciate it. Pay the like tax. Did you hear about Tenant News? No, I didn't hear that. I think they banned gaming. Yeah, that's a crazy move, bro. That's a crazy move. Banning gaming, like video games? I mean, I understand, but like, okay. Here's where that argument against video games is wrong. All right, I mean, it is a subjective thing. So like what I consider wrong, other people are going to consider fine, and what I consider fine, certainly a lot of people consider wrong. All right, but here's the problem with that overall, right? You know, like the problem with that, and they should understand this already. Okay, like psychologically, the bigger negative effects from technology don't come from video games, right? That's not the worst negative effects. It comes from short form content. It really does. Like short form content like TikTok, which is a company from there, right? It's a company from there. Like it's hard to explain, but it conditions your brain to need more and more short-term stimulus. If it doesn't get it, your brain is basically it reduces your attention span over time. It conditions you to have less of an attention span. And so if you watch short-form content over and over and over again, like that many context changes in a short period of time, is toxic for your brain if you consume it in large quantities. And so if you watch that all day, every day, that is genuinely hurting your attention system, like how you pay attention to different things. You're going to need more stimuli, like more exciting stimuli, more and more and more over time, just to be happy, right? And so what you see, that's why these things are so addicting, is because you need them to be happy at a certain point. If you don't get them, you're not happy, because you're so used to all these different context changes over time. And so banning video games, but then having your biggest tech company be that, just seems hypocritical. It just seems hypocritical. I'm for letting them do whatever they want to do. Like, I don't think we should ban any of it. I think we should just allow the free market to be the free market, and it is what it is, you know. But yeah, banning video games just seems like it's almost like a posture. Like, it's almost like they're just trying to look like they care. But it is what it is. I don't know. I'm sure y'all are gonna let me know what you think about it too, of course. Yeah, y'all be sure to check out Beach Bum's channel. He's got his live stream tomorrow. Y'all check it out. No, I don't really trade crypto miners. I might buy crypto, but I don't really buy crypto stocks like that. All right, so we got almost 500 people here live. Again, we got PCE index data. All right, guys. All right, team. All right, so look at Tesla, look at the SPY, and look at the Q, all going green ahead of this PCE report. The Q at 408s already, the SPY at 473s, Tesla up to 257s almost 257s. So just a big move here. We got about 500 people here live. We still got about 25 minutes. Yeah, and that's why I don't invest in them, Jonathan. That's why I don't touch any of these stocks from over there. It's too unstable. I think short form content can be good as well, though. Like, let me give you the other argument for that. Like, it certainly makes it as long as it's good content, and I think a lot of it isn't, of course. Like, I think a lot of it is not good content, right? But as long as it's good content, that's educational. I think you can consume educational content much faster with short form content. Like if it's teaching you something, an example of this is like when I learn anything, mostly on YouTube, right? I'm learning it at 2x speed, you know? So like I'm putting it in fast forward mode and listening to it quickly, because I speak very quickly. I digest things. I consume content very quickly, I guess is the easiest way to put it. I type quickly, top 3 fastest ever. And so I think short form content allows me to consume stuff faster. Because again, if I watch like videos, I'm putting it in fast forward mode most of the time, because they speak too slowly and it just takes too long to listen and digest what they're trying to put out there. And so I think short form content can be good in that regard, in which it gives you a way to consume content faster. But it depends on if it's educational or not. If you're just watching nonsense every day, it's probably not good for you. Man, look at the Q, guys. Q has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green minutes in a row. The SPY has had multiple green candles, ripping it all the way up to 473s. Let's look at what the highs are. The highs are at 476 roughly, right under 476 at 475.90s on the SPY. The Q highs are all the way up here at 410, so we still got a little ways to go, but we are very close to lifetime highs today, and if PCE inflation data comes in favorably, that might rip this market up. We might have a huge rip in markets here, team. A huge rip in markets. It's a big day today. PCE inflation data is very important. I'm opposite. Usually slow it down. I come here to practice listening to speed talk. Do I speak fast? I feel like I probably do. A lot of people have told me to slow the heck down. But again, that's just kind of how I am as a person. Maybe I'm just smart. Top 3 smartest ever. Somebody called me a narcissist yesterday, so I'm just going to lean into that a little bit. Maybe I'm just one of the smartest guys ever. The definition of intelligence is your ability to obtain knowledge. And so maybe I just consume knowledge fast, guys. All right? All right, so SEC Chair Gary Gensler says there's a lot of non-compliance in crypto. It undermines confidence when so many people have been hurt and all they can do is stand in line in the bankruptcy court. Right, but that's FTX, bro. Or that's SBF, and FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX. I don't think we should let that paint all crypto as bad. You know what I mean? And again, prior to him getting in trouble, yeah. Yeah, high self-esteem, Again, though, people overuse the word narcissist nowadays. Like my persona on stream is kind of like a braggy trading brat, So I lean into it because it's fun for me to troll people in that way. Some people don't recognize the sarcasm though, and so they get all weird, but it's mostly sarcasm, guys. I don't think I'm smarter than realistically. I don't think I'm smarter than anybody. I just kind of troll you guys a little bit. Definitely top 3. We'll see what PC data brings, but I really got to check myself today. I'm so bullish right now. I don't know if I'm bullish. I think things could be extended. I think the momentum's on the upside right now, though. But I also think that it is a Friday. It's also we're also ahead of a big economic report, and so I think we could have choppiness as well. So you just got to be careful looking at all that. You just got to be careful and not trade too crazy. We could have chop. Higher PCE means higher inflation. Yeah, definitely top 1, Vance. I love it. We're going to start building that one. Top 1 instead of top 3, But yeah, again, like I said, narcissist is overused nowadays. People that don't really understand what a narcissist is are going around telling anybody that brags or has high self-esteem as a narcissist. what a narcissist actually is. All right, if you want to know what a narcissist is not somebody that just has a big ego. All right, that's not what a narcissist is. And again, I think a lot of people don't really understand it, and they hear somebody else saying it, and they want to sound smart, so they just say it too. And that's caused the overuse of the word narcissist, right? What a narcissist actually is somebody that is completely self-centered, in a way in which they have no empathy for other people. Right? Like they're completely self-centered in a way in which they have no empathy for other people. You want to know if somebody's a narcissist or not, see whether they have empathy for others. See whether they show empathy for other people. You know, that's, again, I said it yesterday, but one of the things I always, like, when my kids were first growing up, I was trying to make sure they had empathy for other people, you know, or for me in general. And so one thing I would do is I would be like, Jack, give me a hug. And he was like 3. And he would be like, no. And I would say, all right, man. I'd act really sad and walk away. He would feel terrible about it and like run up to me and give me a hug, which again shows empathy. That's a positive sign. Like a narcissist will not show empathy unless it's like, again, I'm going to go back to the word posturing. But they'll also like mess with people's heads in a way in which they will like love blast them and basically mess with their head, and then use people in a really toxic way where they gaslight them, basically make them feel crazy for reacting in a normal way to things. You know what I mean? There's a long list of what makes somebody a narcissist, but it's not just a big ego. All right, so we are scalping a little bit here. We've already taken some profit on this trade. Let me pull a normal profit graph up. Okay, so yeah, we are up $50. Take a little bit more off there. We are up $100. Again, just to show you, we bought the NASDAQ dip right here, and this is turning out well. We're up about $70 on the rest. I'll probably go ahead and take the rest off here, lock that in. And so today we are up a cool $175 on this. Again, bought the little dip. I think the momentum was on the upside here. And again, on the Q, you can see we got a nice little pop. Well, no, that's what I said, SC. That's why I said, except for like posturing is what I said, SC. Like basically fake empathy, which is posturing. Like kind of like making it seem like you care just to, you know, just to make yourself look better, is what it is. Hey, thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it, man. So expected numbers. Yeah, I forgot to put it on the bottom of the screen. My bad. So core PCE is expected at 0.2% month to month. Durable goods are expected at 0.2% month to month. Both drop at 8:30 right here on stream. Subscribe to chat. Let me make sure it's the actual core. All right, so durable goods. All right, so there we go. So that's the data release right there, expectations. Yeah, it's a really obvious trend, so we just kind of bought it up, tried to build up a cushion, and we did. You sound nervous, or is it the coffee? My throat hurts today, life. It's not, I'm not nervous. I do this every day. But binary options. Binary options are sketchy, man. Yeah, so binary options are sketchy. But yeah, personal consumption expenditure index is what the Fed actually uses to gauge inflation. It's a really important inflation metric, guys. It's really important. Okay, it's what the Fed uses to gauge it. It's what the Fed uses. Okay, very important metric, of course, because the Fed is ultimately the one that steers our economy with rate hikes and rate decisions, I should say. And so with that, today's reading is incredibly important. It's also Friday. Next week's a pretty slow week. It's a holiday week, so next week's very slow. And so this data release might be the last impactful thing we have in markets. Might be the last impactful thing that we have in markets. And so y'all be careful today, guys. Y'all be careful. It really is a day in which a lot of the time we get choppiness ahead of these big reports. If we look at what the Fed is actually expecting here, so next rate hike decision is going to be at the end of January. You can see everybody is still expecting, overwhelmingly expecting a pause. Almost 15% of people are expecting a cut in January, which again, I think is unlikely. But again, that's a pretty decent percentage relative to other, FOMC meeting expectations that we've had. So 15% of people expecting a cut in rates, a 25 basis point cut. That doesn't mean it's outside the question, out of the question, I should say. That doesn't mean it's out of the question. I think there's a very good chance that we pause again. But if inflation data continues to show optimistic and positive signs, the Fed's more likely to cut rates. The Fed is raising rates in order to discourage spending to combat inflation. And so if inflation looks better, if today we come in really low, for an example, or if next month's CPI report we come in low, or PCE and stuff like that come in low, or retail sales come in low next month, maybe this percentage, this 15% chance might go up a little bit. I still think, again, we're probably going to pause, but today's data in that regard is very important, very relevant to what the Fed might do moving forward. And so again, we'll see what will happen here. We got about 700 people here live. So yeah, low is better. Typically low is better. So this is inflation data. So lower inflation is better. Okay, lower prices is going to universally be seen as better most of the time, at least. It's certainly nuanced and it certainly varies in that, we don't know what we're going to get here. But inflation data typically is preferred to come in low, of course. You don't really want high inflation data. It means higher prices. And again, this is the personal consumption expenditure. The core one is the relevant one. The other one is not as important. Core PCE data is relevant. Again, it is expected at 0.2% on the month, and on the year it's expected at 3.4%. Last time it came in at 3.5%. We also have durable good orders, which is somewhat relevant to inflation. If you don't know what durable goods orders are, they measure the change in the value of new orders for long-lasting manufactured goods. Now the core one excludes transportation items because of aircraft volatility and stuff like that in the numbers, but gives an indication of ordering trends. Higher reading indicates more manufacturing activity. Lower reading indicates less manufacturing activity. And so again, that's a nuance in which I'm not sure what that's going to mean for markets. Again, I don't know what the market wants. The market typically yesterday, as an example of this, showed for yesterday we showed the Philly Fed manufacturing index come in well below expectations, much lower than expected. I think it was like minus 10.5 versus minus 3 expected. So a much weaker manufacturing sentiment on yesterday's Philly Fed index. And so the market reacted positively to that, which would signal the market's still fearing inflation, which means the market is still wanting less economic, growth is what that means. And so with that nuance today, it doesn't really matter. I mean, low PCE is almost always good. And so it's less arguable for PCE, but with durable good orders, it's certainly arguable, in which maybe higher than expected durable good orders is going to mean a worse market reaction, and vice versa. Maybe lower than expected durable goods could mean a more positive reaction. But again, this is really nuanced. We're all just, it's speculatable or whatever. But we'll see what happens. Again, I'm trying to figure out today and what this report shows whether we're still in a period of markets where higher economic output is worse. Means worse inflation problems, more inflation fear. GDP, retail sales, payrolls go up. People still fear inflation because more spending is happening, right? And when more spending happens, just like the Rolex example I gave you earlier, where, the 2021 stimulus checks increased the price of luxury goods like Rolex and Louis Vuitton, and now Bernard Arnault is the richest dude in the world. Same thing here with the economy and broad economics, in which more spending, more payroll numbers, more durable good orders could signal worse inflation problems, because more people spending means higher prices, right? So those are all the nuances of today's report. It drops in less than 10 minutes, and Yeah, let me know what you guys think. You think it'll be higher or lower than expected here? We don't have inflation anymore. Yeah, we do. You always have inflation. I mean, inflation is almost always going up. Very rarely does it go down. Now, our goal for the economy is not to stop inflation altogether, but it's to slow it. Because prices are typically going to continue going up. All right, guys. So, yeah, we got about 800 people here live. We still got 8 minutes. Market breaking highs again. Q up to 408, SPY up to 473s, Tesla up to 256.50s here. If inflation is higher than expected, would this be good for crypto? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I think crypto typically follows the market in that way, in which lower inflation is going to be better, higher inflation is going to be worse. Because again, you got to think about it like this. High inflation means higher prices. If prices are higher to buy things around you, you're not going to be able to invest in anything as much, including crypto, right? So if you're paying more in groceries, if you're paying more money in gas, you're not going to be spending as much on investments because you're not going to have as much. Your margins are going to be worse with higher prices, right? So again, almost universally, higher inflation is bad, and we want a lower number here that's going to evoke a positive response, most likely. We've got about 900 people here live. Again, y'all slap that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm also going to throw this thing in sub-only mode. Again, we do have durable good orders today, guys, so this might be relevant for markets. We'll see. All right, PCE data 8:30. We also have durable goods. Hey, how do you make sure YouTube is live with the stream? You hit the live button. You can also put it in fast forward mode, alpha. Win rug pull. I don't know. Hope it's bullish. We get a real Santa rally. I think we already have had a Santa rally. Now, again, we've had almost 8 weeks in a row green. Again, if we look at the Q yesterday, we had a slight green day again, and we kind of bounced back from the big red that we had here. So again, market's still churning up high, just still churning up really high. So again, look at the Q. The Q is at 408s here. The SPY is at 473s. Tesla at 256.50s. What else could we put up besides Tesla? We could probably put up like gold. Gold up to 2073 right now. So gold is just ripping up. We close higher today, even December for the past 20 years. We have closed higher. We'll see. I hope so. Again, will the market go green this week again? We got over 5 minutes left. We got 900 plus people here. With the moves happening in the past, do you think we see a 1% plus day after a flat or slightly lower PCE? Maybe. I mean, that's plausible. But I'm not sure if it's actually going to happen or not. Or it's possible. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I think a 5% or I think a 1% move on a slightly lower PCE makes sense. I mean, slightly better inflation data, 1% gain. Depends on if the market continues. Market's already up a little bit, so a 1% gain is reasonable to expect, I think, if it comes in low. But gold up or down? I'm not sure. Gold is already up pretty decently, up to almost 2080s. SPY and Q still ripping up ahead of this inflation report, guys. Still making moves up, man. All right, remember guys, we got PCE data going live. PCE data. You guys ready? Here, you guys ready? PCE data. All right, team. All right, we're at 408.20s, SPY at 473s. Again, gold at 2070s. I don't know. I hope the data comes in low. I'm going to go ahead and make a guess here. I'm going to go ahead and make a guess for this data. I'm going to go ahead and guess it comes in at 0.1%. 0.1%. Actually, no. I'm going to change that. I'm going to go ahead and make a guess that. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with 0.1%. All right, I'm going to go with 0.1%. I might be wrong month to month. But for core PCE month to month, I'm going to go with 0.1%. Let me know your guesses up in chat right now. Let me know your guesses up in chat. Again, hit that sub button, team. Hit the notification bell. We are throwing it in sub-only mode. So if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Announce yourself. Show us your sub. We just throw it in sub-only mode here, team. So again, announce yourself. Show us your sub. We appreciate it. All right, guys, here we go. We got 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. .7%, 2%. Yeah, I mean, what are y'all talking about? I'm talking month to month, guys. 0.2% is as expected. Would love 0.1%. Yeah, me too. We'll see. All right, we got about 1100 here live. The melt up continues. Hey, I hope we melt up. The SPY and the Q both ripping up ahead of this report. Gold a little bit underwhelming relative to the big market index funds, but still going. Still going. Bitcoin at almost 44K, 0.3%. Yeah, I get excited about economic reports as well. It must mean I'm getting old, huh? You know. All right, team. Hey. All right, guys, less than a minute here. Or no, actually, we got about 1 minute and 20 seconds. This timer's a little bit early, but that's okay. This timer's a little bit early. We got about 1 minute and 20, or really about 1 minute and 10 seconds left. I need moon. Hey, good luck. Gold, 2060. Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. Again, we got about 1 minute left. About 1 minute. Still bouncing above these trendies. You say ripping now? I close my short. Hey. Here we go, guys. We got about 1,300 people here live. We got 40 seconds, guys. 40 seconds. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. Again, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. Here we go. We got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, so this timer's a little bit off. We got about 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. All right, 20 seconds. Let's do this. Friday, PCE data. All right, here we go. And here we go. Here's the PCE report. Durable good orders came in at 5.4% for durable good orders, 5.4%. Market is ripped up. Core durable good orders came in at 0.5%. 0.5% for core durable good orders. The PCE numbers haven't refreshed yet. Waiting for those data to come out. Durable good orders came in at, we don't see PCE yet. Market is ripped up a little bit here now, retraced back some. Looking for PCE data. Again, PCE data slow to drop. All right, market. Again, it looks like this data isn't out yet. So again, PCE data is late for everybody, it seems. And again, the market's doing one big doji. All right, PCE index falls 0.1% month to month, 0.1%. Core PCE index rose 3.2% year over year. They expected 3.3%. And so we did come in at 0.1%. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. For whatever reason, though, the market is not reacting favorably to this. Probably because maybe durable good orders came in so much higher than expected. But 0.1% versus 0.2%, 3.2% versus 3.3%. And again, this is lower than expected inflation data. And for whatever reason, the market's reacting negatively to this. But I got it exactly right. I said 0.1%. You're welcome. It came in at 0.1% for core PCE. Bro, this is like the third economic report in a row I've gotten exactly right. This is like the third inflation report in a row I've gotten exactly right. Hey, listen, I'm just in tune, guys. I'm just in tune with the world. That's all I'm saying. Again, we came in at 0.1% versus the expected 0.2%. We put it up on screen. We got it exactly right again. I don't know why the market's dipping down again. It's probably because core durable good orders came in so high. Durable good orders came in at 0.5%, right? 0.5%. It's pretty high, relative to the 0.2% expected. So durable goods came in high. That might be why the market's dipping. Could just be a initial reaction, though. Core PCE year over year came in at 3.2% versus 3.3%. Everything came in like slightly better. Like, we're going to put that up. Again, durable good orders came in at 0.5 versus 0.2%. But very interesting reaction here. Inflation data came in low, and the market's dumping down. Not sure why. Algorithms maybe or something, but yeah, gold's even falling down too. Yeah, I mean, again, I told you guys 0.1%. We got it at 0.1%, man. I'd love to say. I mean, again, I'm kind of guessing in terms of trends, but yeah, top 3 most in-tune traders. Yeah, again, maybe it will bounce back. Again, I don't know. I think this is a weird negative reaction in a market that should be good, in a report that should be good. All right, so we just scalped this. We are in another trade here. Up, boom. All right, so again, we put our money where our mouth is and bought this dip here because, again, inflation data did come in better than expected. Now we are up a whopping 550 on the day. I'll take it. Again, I thought this was a good report. I thought we underwhelmingly reacted to it. And it looks like that would have worked here. So we got a little scalp in there on the books. NASDAQ starting to rip back up. Now technically green on the day. Could be fear of a recession, but again, inflation data, personal consumption data going down. I don't know if that's going to trigger recession fears, especially with like durable good orders coming in 0.5% versus 0.2%, 0.3% higher than expected. I don't know. Again, if you want to day trade with me, this is on a funded account program called Top Step. If you want to day trade, again, do not put up thousands of dollars yourself if you're new. Most day traders lose money. You can think you're going to be an outlier. Almost all day traders in the beginning lose money, and that's a rite of passage almost, right? And so you can either try to look cool on the internet and put up thousands of dollars trying to day trade and lose it, or you could try a funded account program like Top Step. They're the most legit one in the world. They've been around for over a decade. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals every month. They fund thousands of traders a year. What they do is they give you a demo in futures. And in the futures market, I can day trade the Q in what's called the NASDAQ price action. I can day trade the Q price action in what's called the NQ E-mini. I can day trade the S&P 500 or the SPY in what's called the S&P E-mini. Same price action, no PDT rule. I can buy market, buy bid, sell the ask, just like stocks, but there's no PDT rule in futures. I can day trade short gold, commodities, a bunch of other things too. What Top Step does is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And the base one is 50 bucks basically. If you lose, you're only out that 50 bucks. But they give you a demo. If you can hit 3K in profit on that base one without losing over 2K, so a 2 to 3 ratio, a reasonable ratio for a profit target. If you can pass the test while following their rules, they fund you $50,000 with a 90% split. And so once you're funded, if you make 10K, you get to keep 9 of that. And you get to keep your first 10K in profit. And they have free funding coaches and a ton of resources. And just taking the challenge builds your skill. They are a sponsor of mine. And so I'm naturally biased in their favor, of course, because they pay me money. But if you want to check it out, great way to learn day trading with limited risk. Again, if you lose, it's not the end of the world. But if you get funded, you get a 90% split anyway. So it's similar to putting the money up yourself. Check it out. Here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. There it is. Look at this Q rip it up. Just tapped over highs for a split second. The Q just broke highs. The SPY's trying to rip up as well. It's at 473, 40s. Gold bouncing back as well here, guys. So a delayed reaction here. Q over 408s. The SPY over 470s. Yeah, I mean, most day traders lose money. It doesn't matter whether they're on Top Step or on TOS. You know, most day traders lose money. To put it bluntly, it's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step than it is to put up 1,000 yourself. You know, that's why I say don't try to look cool in the market. Most people lose money trying to look cool following like mentors or gurus. Most new day traders are going to lose money, and that's a rite of passage almost. It takes time to learn. It really does. All right, guys. So again, we had this big rip. SPY at 473s. 473s. Yeah, I mean, I thought we were a little bit too far down. This is the previous lifetime high on the Q as well. So again, we might look to buy another little dip. We'll see. All right, guys, what do you guys think here? What do you guys think the market's going to do? Is it going to bounce here? Market's dipping down a little bit. Is it time for a little opportune bounce, or what do you think is going to happen? Where's Nvidia at? I haven't even looked at Nvidia today. Nvidia ripping up to 490s. Nvidia might break 5s if it keeps it up. So look at Nvidia here. Here's gold on the right side. Nvidia all the way up to 495 or almost 493s. All right, so we got a little opportune dip here in the Q. Now we're pushing back up to test highs. Nvidia, watch Tesla as well. Watching to see if we get a little pop back up to test this high up here. The only problem is we rejected this high, so again, we're trying to be patient and wait. Yeah, I'm in ARM right now. I've been in ARM since IPO day. It's treating me pretty well. I mean, we're up some. AMD ripping. Yeah, I see Nvidia ripping too. I mean, the whole market's ripping up, to be fair. Let me see if AMD's moving. Yeah, I mean, AMD's kind of doing the same thing the market is, to be honest. I don't know if it's exactly the same trend, but it's similar. All right, Q's pulling back a little bit now. We got a little baby flag / triangle pattern, I think, here. Is Powell scheduled to speak at all before end of year? I don't think so. Let me see. I don't think so, but let me check. Pretty sure he's not. No, he's not. All right, so the market is starting to churn back up here. Interesting. What's Tesla's next resistance level? I'm not sure. Look at Nvidia though, rip up. Look at the SPY rip up. Look at the Q rip. All right, so market's consolidating a little bit on the downside. It looks pretty strong though, but we'll see if we give us time to rip here. Like we are in a trade right now. You can see we're in 3 contracts here. I'm gonna try to take half off there, lock in a little bit. There we go, locked in some more. Might add a little bit to this since we have a pretty big boom. Look at that rip. We're gonna go ahead and cut it on the rip. Just made another 300 right there. Here's the P&L so far today, early. Like we're trading this pretty early in the day, but we are up about 1100 or so, 6-to-1 win-loss ratio. Just really easy momentum today, in all honesty. I'll take it. My equities portfolio is green again. Nike could bounce back. Yeah, I mean, I think Nike's down a lot. So there might be an argument in like a dip buy. There really might be. You know what, I'm gonna add a little bit to Nike actually. I think that I don't hate that idea. My average price is already in the 99s. So I mean, I'm already still green in the position overall on Nike. I'm just gonna averaging back in since it's down so much, and I think seasonal shoe purchases might help. There we go. Man, look at that big bounce. Still ripping up on the Q. Man, look at AMD. It is ripping up, breaking highs. Let's look at our poll. We're going to end this poll and do another one now. If I can find my player. There it is. So we're going to end this poll. We came in lower than expected, remember, for PCE data. Do another poll. Does the Fed raise rates? When does the Fed begin rate cuts? That's going to be a good question. When does the Fed begin rate cuts? we're gonna do January 31st meeting. What's the meeting after that? All right, so we're pulling back to that previous lifetime high here, guys. So again, you can kind of see the previous lifetime high. All right, so we got the January 31st meeting. We got 20th of March meeting. All right, so we got March, we got May. So we have the May meeting, which is the 1st of May of 2024. All right, so we're gonna do this poll. All right, so the three options, or the four options: January, March, May, beyond May. Vote on the poll. Let me know how you feel. Most people were saying March. I kind of agree. I think it's going to be March or May. All right, so market ripped up, now dipping down. See if the market bounces back. Yeah, we're trading the NASDAQ here some also. We're in the NASDAQ. We'll add another one here. Again, we're already up about 1,100 on the day though, so we can take a little bit larger risks now. We break under this level here, we'll cut. There's a pop, back to at least break even or close to it. Interesting votes for the rate cut debate here. 30% think May, 40% think March, 10% think January, about 20-something% think after May. Getting ready to cut this. Unless we pop quickly here, which we're starting to. New candle opened up. Cracked the low and then bounced right back, retracing it. Back to break even, slightly green. Back down, getting some certainly chop. Probably because we're up so much. Got to stabilize a little bit before we either make another leg up or down. Does anybody think there'll be profit taking today? I mean, it could be. You know, the market wasn't super green yesterday though, and so I think we already had some profit taking a couple days ago. All right, we're gonna cut this and get out. We're still up about $1,000 on the day. So we got a pretty big, decent pullback here. See, we bounce back up. I mean, we're definitely in bullish looking trends. All right, we're scalping a little bit on a different account now since we're up a lot on that account. So we're kind of switching accounts here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that there. So we just made 140 or so on this account. Let's see what we get. SPY's still trying to break highs up there. Yeah, DOD, man, if you come in here just kind of being super dramatic, trying to, you know, apparently you hate the US, and that's fine. I mean, like I said, dude, I'm not judging, you know what I mean? Hate whoever you want, but, like, if you don't have any variance in what you talk about and it's only, like, hypercritical of the US, again, you're just going to get banned, bro. Any insights on what Apple's going to do today? Yeah, no idea what Apple's going to do. We'll see. Yeah, and I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, D. You're probably a pretty new trader. You know what I mean? Like, telling people that the whole of India makes $500 a day here is such a broad, kind of ambiguous thing that you're probably a pretty new trader. Like, typically new traders don't really understand. So again, what you'll see a lot of new traders do, number one, there's something called the Dunning-Kruger effect in trading, and you see it a lot, which Dunning-Kruger effect means that the people who are the newest in something, the people who have the least amount of experience in something, typically think they know the most because they're so short-sighted with it. They're too new to really understand. Experienced traders understand that one thing is not universally true. You know what I mean? Like, and so what you see a lot of the time is the people in chat acting like they know the most, the people in chat acting like experts, the people in chat out here shaming other traders heavily for the size they use or for their trades that they get in or whatever, typically know the least in trading, typically know the least. It's very consistent. This is very consistent. You see it a lot. And so I'm not saying that's you, brother, but, you know, hey, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. But yeah, again, just, you know, again, if you're out here shaming other people, making fun of other people, you're probably pretty new. Because again, and one thing that you'll see new traders do a lot, like Apple rip it up, SPY rip it up, Q just broke highs. I wish I would have taken advantage of it, but again, I've already made a good bit, and so I'm just kind of hanging out right now and waiting for a better, more opportune time, I think. But yeah, again, what you see a lot here is like, what you see a lot of times, right, is you see people. Here's something that I see on social media a lot. You see somebody, and somebody might take a huge gamble in their account and make like 5K one day or 1 month or whatever time frame you want to look at it under. They'll make 5K. Let's just use 5,000 as an example. Let's just do 1,000. Probably 1,000 is more easier to understand. And so say somebody makes $1,000 taking a huge risk in their account on any given day, right? Before you know it, they extrapolate that to just they're making that every day, right? So they make $1,000 one day making a huge risk trade, and they get lucky and they hit it and they make $1,000. And so then the next time somebody asks them, they say, "Oh, bro, I'm making $1,000 a day." It's like, are you really? Or did you just make it one day? And now you're extrapolating that to think that you're just going to make that every day, all day. You're just going to ride off into the sunset rich. It just doesn't work like that. Variance is certainly there. You have good variance too. Sometimes you do everything wrong. Sometimes I'll accidentally enter a trade and it'll somehow rip up as soon as I enter it. And I'm just naturally green. Is that skill or is that luck? That's certainly luck. But I guess the point is, in trading, I think you got to humble yourself. I mean, I'm definitely one of the most humble people in the world right now, for sure. You know, again, humility flows through me like water. And, you know, when you look like this, I mean, it's hard not to be humble. You know what I mean? When you look this handsome, I mean, you know, I think humility just kind of comes naturally to you. But no, but yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to make is humble yourself, you know. Coming from the top 3 worst traders ever in the world. Yeah, top 3 most humble people ever born. Yeah. Your argument is sound, but there are day traders that live off from trading. Oh, 100%, dude. They got people that actually make $1,000 a day consistently. Not every day, of course. Nobody can make it every day, but they got some that are making it on average every day for sure. Really not that hard to do. All you got to do is make $250K from trading 1 year, and on average, you're making about $1,000 a day. It's not difficult to do. What I'm saying is, like, a lot of trading is one of the sectors of career paths, I guess I should say, in which the Dunning-Kruger effect is really, really out there. Like, every trader gets a couple weeks of experience and then thinks that there's some super duper market expert, you know, starts slanging courses to, you know, unexpected traders. You got little 12-year-old, or you got little 15-year-olds with braces out here trying to tell people they're stock market experts all of a sudden. And the craziest part is you got some people that eat it up, and they think that they've got this, you know, what's that kid in marketing, Caleb? You know, that kid Caleb? You know, I've done $1,000 deals. Like that kid, bro. I'm not taking financial advice from you, kid, ever, dude. If you got braces and you're under 20, don't talk to me about trading. I mean, you can talk to me about trading. Don't try to tell me you're an expert, you know, especially if you're under like 18. Unironically, yeah. That's a hard thing to say, unironically, you know. People that might not hear the sarcasm might think I'm just a total narcissist. Somebody called me that yesterday. I'm sitting there like, dude, you don't understand sarcasm, but it's all good. My friend just made $108,000 off of USPT. Upstart, huh? I'm assuming you mean UPST, right? Upstart? I don't know. What is USPT? Yeah, you're probably meaning UPST, Upstart. Yeah. Hey, congrats to your friend, bro. I hope he did something good with that. Just don't let him start saying he makes $108,000 a day every day, you know, which is what happens, bro. Again, same thing with like Amazon FBA, right? Like Amazon FBA sellers are the most out of control with this. They will say, hey, like they'll have like $1,000 in sales, or like, let's call it $5,000 in sales 1 month, right? And $5,000 in sales is much different than earning 5K a month, you know, or 5K, because what are you going to earn? What's your margins there? Like 15%, right? Let's just call it 25% to make it easy. And so you're making, you know, $1,250 a month out of 5K. And so, yeah, there's just a big difference. But again, you see it on Amazon FBA a lot, in which people will say they make X amount of sales, and they'll act like sales equals profits, and it's just, they just don't understand business. Like, margins in FBA businesses are not that good most of the time. All right, we're still in this really nice upward trend. Let me pivot back to making fun of people to we got this obvious trend here in the NASDAQ here. I think it's a pretty obvious trend. I think you could also see it on the SPY as well. You know, we draw this thing up on the SPY too. It's a little bit less liquid in the actual stock market here, but I think we got a little trend here. Let's see if it continues. The Q, there's the Q. Nvidia, almost the 493s here. Okay, DOD, now you're just talking nonsense. I have no idea what you're even trying to say. I mean, I'm only allowing you to be here because it's kind of entertaining trying to interpret what you're saying here, bro. Hey, you as well, Dominic. Thanks, bro. I don't know Boba who that is or what it is. He didn't get banned. He got put in timeout, you know. Market already priced in a rate cut. Yep. Powell speak today? No, Powell's not speaking. If I made 108K, that means he could have lost 100K just easy. Right, 100%. I mean, again, you got to understand. Trading is one of those niches in the world where people don't understand how much money you need to make money safely. You know, to make $1,000 a day, you need well over you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to do so safely. Again, if you understand blackjack and like card counting is the example I always give people in live streams, because it's important for people to understand your risk of ruin in blackjack depends on your bankroll, right? If you have, let's just call it 50 buy-ins, your risk of ruin is up there. You know, you got like a 30-40% chance of losing. You've got 1,000 buy-ins, your risk of ruin is almost nothing, because again, the more you have, the less variant plays a factor in it, right? The less it still plays a factor, of course. Variance is always there. As a poker player, you got to understand what variance is. Sometimes you're going to have good variance, meaning you get lucky and you do everything wrong and still make money. And sometimes you're going to have bad variance, where in poker you have pocket aces and you lose to 2-7 offsuit, or in trading where you have a beautiful A+ setup, you manage it correctly and still lose, right? Variance is real, and variance happens without question in markets and a lot of other things as well. But the smaller your account is, the more impactful that variance is over your overall profits, right? And so if you have a very small account, you can make money if you get lucky with it. But if it's too small, variance can and sometimes will destroy that account. You know, your risk of ruin is much higher with a small account, because variance is so much more impactful over your account. The larger account you have, you know, the less variance matters. It doesn't matter if you've got, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Again, $1,000 a day is still pretty tough. Of course, nobody's going to really make it too consistently. You know what I mean? Because again, elite of the elite in trading is what, like 30-40% a year. Not every year probably, but yeah. So again, say you have, you know, say you've got a $300,000 account. $1,000 a day is about 0.3%, right? So that's not like a horrible expectation if you're really good at trading, you know, 0.3%. You know, let's say you got 5 days a week. Let's say you make that on 4 out of those 5. So, you know, ideally weekly you can make 1.2%. Let's say 3 out of 4 weeks are green or whatever. We'll just call that, you know, monthly. You can make something, you know, where you're making 43.2% a year if you could do that correctly. But again, this is just in theory. And so, you know, I would just be smart and be careful and understand that it's not going to be every day. And the smaller account you have, the more risk that you're taking in those trades. Try a funded account program. Again, they're a sponsor of mine. Of course, I'm biased because they're sponsoring me. But a funded account program really is a good way to limit your risk. Like, it might be tough to get funded, which of course it is. They're not going to make it easy because they're funding you money and they got to vet you and make sure you're a good trader. So nothing worth doing is easy. But again, it's a situation in which if you get funded and lose, it's not the end of the world. Where if you put up 50K yourself and lose that can be the end of your world, I guess. And so try a funded account program. Again, I'm sponsored by them, so I'm going to shamelessly plug them now. But Top Step's the most legit. They've been around for over a decade. They pay out millions and fund thousands to traders every year. Pay out millions in actual withdrawals. They give you a demo and test your skill. The base one's $50. The top one is, I think, is $150 right now. And again, they're going to give you a demo, test your skill in futures. If you can pass the test, the base one, you got to make $3K in profit without losing over $2K. And there's some other rules, but those are the basics. And again, very reasonable ratio. Just taking the challenge, build your skill in day trading. And it's just a way to limit your risk. I tell this story multiple times every day usually, but when I first started trading, I lost thousands of dollars on a platform called SureTrader. It was an offshore brokerage. They gave me 6-to-1 leverage, and I deposited like 4K, and they ended up giving me like 20-something thousand in buying power, and there was no PDT rule either on that one. And eventually I just lost it all very, very, very quickly because it was a small account. I wasn't a good trader anyway, but again, variance is real, variance happens, and so you got to be yeah, it is what it is. But if you want to check out my sponsor, great way to help support your boy here in this channel, there's Top Step right there. I'm up 60% year to date, but it's only a few $1,000 account. 100% laugh out loud. And it depends. Like this year specifically is a really easy year to make money longer term. Short term, you got to take some risks to make 60%. But I mean, it's possible. You know, it's not really replicable, but you know. Card counting, yeah, but not all of them. Most of them don't shuffle every deck though, brother. Most of them don't shuffle every hand. That takes too long and that's too much work, to be honest. So most of them don't do that. Most casinos, that is. Sam says card counting is eliminated by the casinos freshly shuffling the deck for each hand. They don't do that. I mean, most casinos don't shuffle every time. Most of the time, card counting is stopped by. So the casinos are very smart. They understand the edge that card counters get, and so they want to stop that. Of course, the way they stop it is not necessarily by doing shuffles every individual hand of blackjack. The way they stop it is from analyzing the better and looking for variance in bet sizing. You know what I mean? So like card counting is basically, to put it in simple terms, it is counting how many high or low cards there are in blackjack. If more low cards come out consecutively back to back to back or whatever, the more likely the chance of a high card coming out next, which gives you an edge in blackjack, right? It gives you an edge there. The more low cards that come out means the count's getting higher and higher, and when the count is really, really high, it's a system for counting, to analyzing how probable a high card is to come in the future hands. When the count is high, you're supposed to bet larger, right? So the way the casinos spot that is they look for variance in bet sizing. If you bet $100 normal hand, you know, $100, $100, and then all of a sudden you bet 500, and then you win on that $500 bet, and then you scale down to 100, and then you bet big and you bet $500 again, and then you win again. The casino's going to spot that variance in bet sizing, and they're going to kick you out, basically. It's not illegal, it's just frowned upon, but they're going to kick you out in that situation. Yeah, some of them trespass you. Well, some do. There's a lot of ways they get around it. All right, team, we still got 20 minutes here. Yeah, for sure, man. But there's still ways to do it. I mean, the way you have to do it, though, again, if you're going to make a run at it, you got to just kind of go around the country. Because, like, it's an inevitable thing if you're doing it correctly that they're going to spot you and figure it out and kick you out. You got to avoid giving them IDs if you can. Most of the time, the way they'll get you, they want to know who you are so they can put you in the system, and so you can never use their casinos again. That's what they want, right? So it's just a game. You got to avoid them. So they got this guy. They got this guy Jared, who is making an ad on Twitter for his sister. He says, I have two sisters. They are both single. Another holiday is approaching with no brother-in-laws in sight. We need to change that. The girl on the left is my wife. She's not looking for a boyfriend. At least I don't think she is. 32-year-old sister is on the far right. Iowa State graduate, Iowa MBA. Lives in Iowa. No kids. One dog. Dog is annoying, he says. Works in finance, is smarter than 99% of Twitter, can value a company in her sleep, can be stubborn. 30-year-old sister, middle left, Iowa State grad, lives in Florida, one kid, one dog, works in apparel, world-class fashion designer, can have hippie tendencies. If you're interested, apply in the replies. Yeah, so hey, let's see. I bought a little bit of Nike here on the bottom dip. Market's got a flat. Nvidia breaking highs right now, though. So Nvidia's starting to break. Let's see if it actually holds. Yeah, you wonder what he means by the hippie tendency thing. Again, I'm married personally, but hey, degenerates in chat, guys, you know. Yeah, they got that guy Mickey who says he's like a pro Baccarat player. Dude, I don't trust that dude as long as I can. Like, bro, from what I understand, again, I don't know Baccarat, so like I have no freaking idea anything about Baccarat at all. But again, if you think he's real or not real, let me know. But he's supposed to have some edge. I don't know what he's trying to do, though. I think he's probably using a variation of the martingale roulette system with it. Because I saw a video he did where he's like... he's basically like, you're either going to make 2,000 or lose 500, is what he said, right? And so that made me think he's using some type of variation of the martingale, which is not a profitable long-term system. You might get away with it with different people. And again, the martingale is a system in which you double your bet size every bet until you lose. So you bet $5, you lose. You bet $10, you lose. You bet $20, you lose. You bet $40, you lose. You bet $80, you win. You know, and so in that situation, you'd have to lose like 6+ times in a row to actually lose. And again, I've said this 1,000 times on stream. I'll keep saying it, I guess, but it might seem like it's some good system to people who don't understand odds, but I promise you, eventually you're going to hit that 6 in a row and you're going to lose everything you got. And so, not worth it. Yeah, eventually you'll lose everything you won plus more if you keep it up, you know. Alright, so again, we're pretty flat right now in the Q. The Q is pretty much completely sideways. Again, the SPY is pretty much completely sideways too. Been sideways for a minute now. I'm just a poker player though at heart, man. Like, I just like playing poker. You know what I mean? Like, poker, it gives you a way in which you're not against the casino, you know? Like, you're not competing against them, and so they don't care if you make money. And that's where the real edge is, in my opinion, if you're good at it. What's Solana at? I see a lot of people talking about Solana. Alright, so the 30-year mortgage is at 6.67%. Economist claims 2024 will bring the biggest crash of our lifetimes in the U.S. Bro, at this point in time, dude, I'm numb to like crash predictions. All right, so Dana White announced multiple fights for 298, 299, and 300. Hey, dude. What you doing, bro? No. Not right now. Here, you played games a lot last night, dude, so not right now, bud. All right? Not right now, no. Maybe. Love you, buddy. Alright. Alright, so Dana White announced a couple fights. Kiri Burkaska versus Alexander Rakic. Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kattar, Bo Nickel, and Cody Runners. There's got to be prelim fights. I think that's the last. Oh yeah, he comes in. He's plotting, dude. He knows. My son knows. My son knows what's up. My son knows how to. My son's calculated. He's like, hey, if my dad's busy, he might give me the green light to play games, and so I'm gonna hit him when he's busy. That's his. I promise you, in his little mind, that's his plan. You know, because he does it at the most busy times in my day, right? Like when he sees me super busy, that's when he's coming up to me like, yo, daddy, can I play video games right now? You know, and I always got to be like, no, dude, why are you asking me that? He knows he's not supposed to, but he's calculated, I'm telling you. He knows. %of millennials say they're willing to pay $7 for daily coffee because of the joy it brings per in power. $7 for daily coffee, bro. I like a donut. Donut brings me joy. I mean, I actually get sick if I eat a donut, but that's besides the point. A donut brings me joy. I'm not about to pay $50 per donut, though, just because it brings me joy. You know? $7 for coffee. I mean, just make your own coffee. Like, what's this thing of, like, again, number one, putting a bunch of sweets in your coffee is terribly unhealthy. Coffee's actually not bad for you if you don't pile it with sugar. You know? Like, you got people that the first thing they're consuming when they wake up in the morning is like a freaking ice cream coffee. You know, like super sweet and got all these sugars in it and like all this nonsense. And it's terrible for you. You're consuming like straight sweets in the morning. And so just drink regular coffee, man. You know, that's what grown people do anyway. Not a mocha frappuccino, whatever y'all drink at home. I don't know. $12. Only if the game is simulated trading. Yeah, I saw Dana White ban Peloton. Yeah, man. Hiri, dude, I like Hiri too. I think a lot of people like watching Hiri fight, but that Pereira KO was brutal. Again, the problem with Hiri, if I'm looking at it, man, and again, I'm saying this as somebody who doesn't know, how to strike, and Hiri would obviously beat me up. But Hiri's striking is so unorthodox that I think it might have worked in the beginning when people didn't really understand it, or maybe he wasn't as famous as he is now, so people weren't watching his tape as much with Hiri. But now that Hiri is a former UFC champ, I think a lot of people are watching his tape, and I think striking like that is going to leave him open to getting countered brutally, as did Pereira. You know what I mean? I think that's the problem with Hiri moving forward, is that his striking is so unorthodox that, like, he's going to get countered now. People are going to watch the tape, and they're going to figure out how to counter against that. Yeah, it's all good. You know me. I'm hypercritical of everybody just because I'm better than everybody. That's all I'm saying. Top 3 at least. But yeah, AMD's still ripping up. Nvidia's up there too. Look, Nvidia. Well, Nvidia has the chance to break 500 today. All right, so again, gold ripped all the way up to 2080s is still, definitely top 3. Yeah, market's looking good. Again, Q holding at 409s too. Remember, the previous lifetime high on the Q, and this is the last trading day before the holidays. And so if this is Santa rally day, if there's a Santa rally day, it would be today. Again, the previous lifetime high is at 410.40s. 410.40s. We are gonna make that a line here. This is the lifetime high. I'm gonna make it big and green for Santa. This is the previous lifetime high. We'll see if we can break it on the SPY. It's 479.80. It's 479.98. So we still got a ways to go in the SPY. That's way up here. All right, so here's the lifetime high on the SPY. So that's where we're at right now. That's where the Q is. Gold still ripping up. Tesla looking really strong at almost 257s. Coffee, I prefer mocha frappa java chinos. 100%, dude. Here he broke my boy Reyes. Yeah, I mean, again, here he's good, but again, I think people are gonna start watching tape on that unorthodox striking is gonna get him in trouble. The highest on the NQ is $17,073.50. $17,073.50. We're gonna draw it up on the chart. All right, so again, here is the lifetime high on the NASDAQ here. That is the lifetime high right here. So we still got a ways, but report released at 8:30. S&P 500 acting weird. Well, the S&P 500 is closed right now. If you're talking about the S&P, the SPY is basically the S&P. Santa bringing stocks up, maybe. All right, team A, we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We'll see if we get something good. It's the last trading day before the holiday. pretty sure next week is basically done. Like, there's nothing really going on next week, I think, right? Monday market closed. Tuesday. Is Tuesday the market closed as well? No, Tuesday we got like the Case-Shiller. Wednesday. Thursday's the only busy day next week. Well, that's alright. Every other day is boring. Is the day after Christmas a half day? All right, look at NVIDIA dip down to 492s quickly. This might flood the market down in microchip sentiment. You know, look, we're at 492s right now. The market opens up in about an hour or in about a minute and a half. Your channel is great. It allows me to trade without watching SPY and Q. Thanks. Hey, no worries. Do we have any more consumer sentiment data today? No, we got new home sales today at 10, but that's it. Oh, we do have consumer sentiment. My bad. You are correct, sir. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see. Okay, so it's Michigan consumer sentiment and expectations, and then new home sales. So I mean, it's kind of big, but it's also not very big. You know. All right, so again, you can see NVIDIA dipping down all the way to the volume-weighted average prices, dragging the NASDAQ and the SPY down with us. We're gonna get ready to day trade at the open. Put NVIDIA up here. Put Tesla up here as well. We're already watching the NASDAQ. Very flat. Sideways neutral. Again, NVIDIA is dipping down so heavily is probably what's dragging us down is what my guess is. But yeah, we'll cover the consumer sentiment. Maybe a slow, boring day. I mean, so far we've had some big movements here. Whether today, the rest of the day is going to be slow and boring, I'm not sure. All right, look at the NVIDIA rip all the way back up. Look at Tesla ripping back up as well at the opening bell. Yeah, so again, big rip ups at the opening bell here. Again, we'll see if we continue to hold, but man, big bounce backs here. We'll try to trade this some here. We'll see if we can. Part of me wants to buy this dip. And there's the rip, man. Just a little late as always. AMD's dumping down though, but man, look at the NASDAQ pop. Again, we're greening my equities portfolio as well here. right, so we got a little pullback. I bought the dip, but it's not really a good. Okay, maybe it is good. 75, 60, 50. Oh man, I should have taken profit, but it's all good. We already got a cushion on the day here, team, so we can play with it. But all right. All right, we got a little bit of a rip up. If this retraces back, I'm probably gonna cut this. Yeah, I don't like that at all. We're struggling too much to break. Alright, maybe I should have held, I guess, because we are ripping up big. We're still watching the Dow, too, here. Let me make sure I'm on the right account, since I did have some... Okay. Alright. Dow's ripping up, too, interesting enough. Now starting to pull back some. Again, I'm waiting. NVIDIA is what's influencing the market right now. Tesla's actually starting to potentially break highs. Alright, so we're scalping the Dow down here. We've been playing with the Dow a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. We just made a little bit more. And again, we were already up over 1,000. Or not actually, we're up like 9 something in our other account. In this account, we're up 170. So, and there's a big turnaround too. The Dow actually hasn't pulled back at all yet, though. Interesting enough. So we'll see what the Dow does. Again, the Dow's not even down significantly, which is interesting because it's mostly from NVIDIA. Look at NVIDIA dump. Look at Tesla dump down here too on the right. So this is NVIDIA and Tesla falling. I'm gonna short this. It's typically a good short opportunity when we have like a upside down U shape. All right, so we just took some profit there, locked it in. We're up about 220 on the day. See if we get another little bounce up. Nah, getting breakdowns here. Watch NVIDIA though. NVIDIA, if NVIDIA retraces back, it's great, but I'm gonna short this again. All right, just gonna take some more off here. We are now up on this account, 265. Watch NVIDIA. This looks like a short setup, but if it depends on what NVIDIA does. We'll short it. There we go. I just locked in another 50. We are now up on this one, 315. Yeah, and again, let me explain this trade really quick. You got a lot of people that think I'm just clicking buttons, all right? I'm not, believe it or not, I'm not actually just clicking buttons. There's actually a plan in these type of trades, all right? And I'm gonna explain the trade now. Okay, so we start to climb up, right? So number one, the extension is already on the upside here. The extension is already on the upside, all right? Meaning at the opening bell, profit taking tends to happen a lot of the time, right? So that's the first nuance of the trade, the first condition. The second thing is that when we start to head up like this, and it takes us 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles to get up here, and we have one really big red candle, boom, big drop, big red candle, right? One thing that I'll do a lot of the time is if we get a small little bounce like this, I will attack the downward side of this, kind of piggybacking off of this big move right here. Why? Because this big move is so weak. You know, for one candle to completely take out the other 4 candles here, that's such a weak sign in markets that most of the time, it's going to continue going back down in that direction from profit taking, from sellers, from fear, from weakness. And so this big red candle, and again, you can see it play out literally as I'm explaining it here on the chart. You can literally see it play out here because again, this is so much weakness. This looks so weak that I kind of piggyback off of that weak move and attack the following direction. I take profit quickly, but again, I hope that all of that makes sense. I hope all that makes sense. I hope you understand what I mean by that, kind of piggybacking off of a much stronger move. I'm in oil. I'm watching my oil trade. I'm also in Ford. The Dow hasn't had one red candle yet all morning. All right, so Nvidia's starting to bounce back up. We could short it again, but it depends on what Nvidia does right here. Tesla rebounding back up too. So far, we've kind of getting choppy action as well. I was about to buy that too. Oh man. Here, I'll wait now. Now we're basically sideways. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out here. We're flat right now, so. Yeah, let me see if it'll let me clip it. I can try to clip that short. Let me see. Very flat. Yeah, I don't know what time I set it in. There we go. All right, so the market's starting to rip back up here. Nasdaq's trying to break the high of the day. All right, so we're trying to break highs. Again, I'm going to short this. I see Nvidia and I see Tesla pulling down a little bit here. We got one contract. All right, we're still short. All right, still in the short. Maybe bad move, trying to catch the top here. I'm going to get out there. Small loss. Too big of risk here, to be honest. I see Nvidia start to rise, and I see Tesla start to rise, so I'm just going to cut that trade. We finally got the Dow starting to dip down, too. All right. All right, sorry, I'm making a clip out of this. Someone, Pawn said it might be a good idea to make a clip out of it. I think he's probably right. All right, there we go. Market's starting to rip up. Man, look at the bull run starting to happen here. Again, watching Nvidia. My equities portfolio still looking pretty good here. I'm gonna go ahead and take some off of my Exxon trade. Lock that in, protect that account a little bit since we're up. Gold still treating me nice. Ford, I'm gonna take a little bit off of Ford too. A little bit off of Ford. We're still in gold. I guess I'm just gonna keep holding gold. Gold's ripping up. I took a little bit off of gold too. The Nike ad that I got into worked. We'll try to buy this dip, see if it can work for us. If this doesn't work, then the market's super flat. So we're flat here. I like this bounce zone. I just made about 60 bucks there. Back. Currently up about 265 or so in this account. You can see the P&L here. Honeywell ripping up. Take a little bit off of that too, I guess. Etsy. Disney, still in Disney. John Kerry breaks. All right, also guys, y'all want to check out my other sponsor. My other sponsor is a company called Chart Prime, trading view indicator service. Use it stocks, crypto, forex, futures. If you're like me and you like scalping as an example, right? You could set it up on a 1 minute chart and get kind of alerts this way. Like, let's put it up. Again, you can set up the Market Oracle Pro on a 1 minute chart, Market Dynamics on a 1 minute chart, and kind of scalp like I do. And again, I challenge you to back test this yourself. Like, look at how often this thing works. And again, look at the flag breaks. Again, this is a company called Chart Prime. All right, so like, let's just back test this really quickly. All right, so look, you have this buy signal here. All right, so like, let's just back test it really quickly over the last couple days. Buy signal here, beautiful rebound. This is a 1 minute scalping chart. Sell signal there, nice little dip. Strong buy signal there, beautiful rip. It called that thing like what, like 10 minutes before that big rip. Sell signal here, worked. Buy signal there, big rip up, worked as well. So that's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5 that I can see right there. I can't guarantee you're gonna make money or it's gonna work, but I think that's 5 for 5. Sell signal there definitely worked. That's 6 for 6. Buy signal there worked. That's 7 for 7. You might be able to say this one didn't work, but I think we could go ahead and call it. So that's 7 out of 8 worked. This buy signal here definitely worked. That's 8 out of 9. All right, so again, I can back test that myself on a 1 minute chart over the last day. And again, I can't fake that. You can also see this little flag channel worked. Like when the break of this flag happened, it held that level of support and then continued up. And so that I think is a pretty good edge as well. And this is a scalping cut of like a 1 minute, or no, this is a 5 minute time frame. If you like a 1 minute time frame, you could put that up as well. And I've never really tested it on a 1 minute time frame as much, but again, these are very short term. So like, let's look at it. I guess we can go ahead and test it out real quick right now. All right. Again, this is a smaller time frame. So buy signal here, nice little pop. Sell signal there, worked. Buy signal there, worked. Sell signal there, worked. Buy signal there, worked. Sell signal there, worked. Buy signal there, bounce. Sell worked. Buy signal worked. Sell signal worked. Buy worked. This one maybe didn't work. This one definitely worked. This one worked. And so again, that's 1 out of all the ones on my screen, which it looks like it's over 10. Sell signal worked, buy signal worked. This is actually genuinely impressive. I might start using this on a 1 minute chart. Of course, it's not always going to work, but like, look at the 2 strong buy signals and then look at the big rip. Strong signal there worked. This one maybe didn't work. Strong signal came in like a couple minutes ago. That worked as well. So it's genuinely impressive. And then again, look at when the flag breaks here. And it followed through. Genuinely impressive. And this is just a small piece. You can get the back tester, you know, the screener if you're a lifetime member to see if it's working, to see what trends the market's currently in. You can back test it. If you like oscillators, they have one of those as well. If you use my link, I think it's like $50 a month. I'll have to go check. But if you use my link, I think it's like $50 a month. You can use it on anything on TradingView with a symbol. So in futures, forex, stocks, whatever you want to use it on, you can use it. You can also use this link and again get 40% off. I think it's like 40 or $50 if you use my link. So I think it's pretty cheap as well. And again, genuinely useful. I can't guarantee it's going to make money for you. I can't guarantee you're going to use it right or whatever. They're a sponsor of mine, so I'm certainly biased, of course. But again, check them out. I think they're pretty impressive personally, myself. And so again, I'll put this link up. You can also find it in the description. And again, we are going to do a crypto show today, guys. So we are going to do a crypto show. Yeah, you can check out the link right there. Yeah, I mean, somebody's saying, you know, it's ish. I mean, dude, I can't fake what I just showed you. Like, how am I going to fake what I just showed you? They don't repaint. The buy and sell signals do not repaint. And so that's what they are. Again, I can't fake that. People can claim whatever they want, but I can't fake what I just showed you. So it's about 1 candle early, or it's about 1 candle later, I guess I should say, Blaze. No, they print them about a 1 candle later from my testing. So it's not super delayed like people are asking. Not from my experience. Hey, have a good Christmas, Jonathan. It's about 1 candle from what I see, Blaze. All right, let me get this ready for crypto. All right, team. Let me get the. Okay, we are going to be doing a crypto show today. Sorry, I'm getting the crypto stream set up. Bear with me. And we've had a pretty good day. Market's actually kind of choppy for Tesla and Nvidia, but overall pretty green, all things considered, I think, right? But yeah, I'll just tell you this. If you've never said anything before and you only pop out whenever I plug a sponsor to critique them, you're probably secretly a hater. I mean, let's just be honest here for a second. And it's all good. I mean, hate on whoever you want, I guess. But yeah. We're going to do a crypto show today, guys, kind of closing. Remember, y'all have a safe weekend. If you don't join the crypto show, again, you should be able to join it. As soon as we close down the stream, you should be able to join the crypto show. Literally, as soon as we end the stream. If it, for whatever reason, does not bring you to the crypto show, let me make sure it does. But if for whatever reason it does not bring you to the crypto show, let me get the link ready and post this here so you can check it out. All right, almost there, guys. And again, stick around. If you don't get brought to the crypto show, all right, so we got a little pullback. I'm tempted to buy this on the NASDAQ. I really am. I'm kind of tempted to buy this. I don't know if I'm going to, but I am a little tempted to. What do you guys think? Is it time to buy it? All right. All right, so again, if it doesn't bring you to the crypto show, here is the link. I'll post it in chat. Y'all check it out. Let me switch back over here. Okay, yeah, so if it doesn't send you, here's the link. As soon as I close the stream down, though, it should immediately bring you to the crypto show. So it should immediately bring you to the crypto show, team. What would you do if you were starting over with 700 bucks? If I was starting over with $700, I would probably just invest it or take what I would probably do if I had $700. And again, I'm going to preface it with, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Now, with that said, if I had 700 bucks, I'd probably wait for a period of markets in which we've had multiple red weeks in a row, multiple red months in a row, preferably, and look for some stocks that I consider healthy legacy stocks, blue chips, only blue chips that are pulling back heavily short term. And I would probably put that $700 into maybe 2 or 3 of them, buying a very small share amount and try to ride it up for a decent little percentage gain. And I would slowly do that until I scaled that up to a little bit more money, and I would just sit on it as long as I needed to sit on it personally myself. That's what I would do. Again, I'm not telling you that's what you should do, but personally, that's what I would do myself. So again, good luck, guys. Hey, we're going to do our crypto show today. So we are going to do our crypto show. And so again, if it doesn't bring you there, you can check out the link. And again, we're going to get ready to start that stream up right now. Again, as soon as we end this stream, it should immediately bring you there. Also, again, check out Top Step if you want to use Top Step. We're pretty green today. Today we got into a couple different accounts. Our first account was here, where we made about $950 915 on the day in that first one. The second one, we ended up making about 260, 265 is what we're at. 4-to-1 win-loss ratio on the second one. The first one, we had a 3.25 to 1 win-loss ratio. So not too shabby, guys, not too shabby. Again, we're going to go over to our new crypto show today. Again, if I don't see you over there, y'all be safe, y'all be good. And again, I'll see you guys later. Y'all be safe in the markets, team.